in support of this bill. I grew up in Kansas, in the middle of Kansas, Hutchinson, Avenue A Elementary School, Mexican-American community, and all of our teachers were Caucasian. And by the time we finished 6th grade, all the teachers at that school were culturally competent in teaching the community that I grew up in. And so it's always important to make sure that the educators who we have teaching our children are very much aware of the cultural competencies that are necessary to educate our children. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
May I, Madam?
Yes, Senator Hammond.
Just out of curiosity, thank you, Madam Vice Chair. How did those teachers become culturally competent during the time that I assume that it was during the time that you were in school?
It was in elementary school, yes.
Right, so over the course of a few years, how did they become culturally competent?
By wanting to understand and know what the community was about. So if you've never been around a community of Hispanics, Latinos, Mexican Americans, whatever, we are a very embracing community. We will come in and we will bring, food is always a good common denominator, to come in and...
Absolutely, so when you come here, you should bring it.
I will. If I cooked, it would be better. I have to order it from the store. But no, but actually, you know, it's wanting to be involved and wanting to be engaged and wanting to know the community that you teach in. And a lot of times, and there wasn't any turnover. I remember my teachers, because this is Teacher Appreciation Day. I remember my teachers from kindergarten all the way up to high school. And we grew up in a community that was, we lived south of the tracks, south of 2nd Street. And Main Street was a dividing line in the south. The Mexican-American community was on the southwest side, the black community was on the southeast side, and everybody else, you had the poor Caucasians up until 11th Street, and once you got to 30th, that was where, you know, all the nice houses and all the communities were that were out there. But my community was very much involved in our education. My mom was a room mother at that time. And so that was the way that you get involved. It has to be communication. It has to be wanting to understand the children that you work with.
You're right. And I know we're going to be short on time today, so I'm just making one point, and I'm not against the bill, and I think it's great. I think it's an opportunity for people to learn more about culture. Look, I've lived outside the United States in several different countries. I feel like I'm culturally competent, but I also love it when students feel like they're teaching me something, because now all of a sudden we're creating a bond. You know, my understanding of the Hispanic culture goes back to, you know, 2nd grade when, you know, so-and-so brought sopapillas into class. That was, you know, class 101. And then it goes up and up and up. But, you know, there are times when students or teachers, when they take the time to listen to students who learn more about what is Christmas like in my house, all of a sudden there's that bond that develops. So you may not know everything about a culture when you go in as a teacher, and you maybe look like you're out of place, like I was, you know, sitting on a bus in the middle of Braga, Portugal, and everybody pointing at the tall guy that looked a little out of place. But it was an opportunity for me to ask questions, or for them to ask questions, and I think that's also a good starting point. So I'm grateful for your testimony, because it does prove
Thank you, Ruben, for the record.
From each other.
Yeah, and it goes both ways. As I went from my community out into Catholic high school, which was on the north side of town, and I got to learn a lot about the other cultures that were there too. So thank
Farming.
you.
Farming.
Oh no,
corn.
I was never. No, no. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further